Alright, day one, part two. Day one, part two. Alright, so, what do we got? So day one, part two. Right now, when we left off, we were going to the con floor. And it's really crazy. So, I leave the place where we're getting our badges. I just literally want to tell one of those guys who was working the giving out the badges and stuff, amazing job to the one who was just like yelling his mouth off, just like, next, just like, I could literally just like be in line and I could hear exactly everything that dude said. And then I'm like, I wish he was the guy that actually gave me this. I wanted him to give me this. I'm serious. I wanted him to give me this. Unfortunately he didn't, but dude, you know who you are. So again, this is awesome, and I didn't show the lanyard part, so there you go. So then, after I leave that hall, which is gigantic, I run in to Jay Holler. And he's just going like, oh, hey, I'm just like, Jay Holler? Jay Holler, I knew you were coming here, but I didn't know you were here alone. I knew he was going to be with, like, the others, but where are they? And what I mean by the others are B-Vids, Saber Spark, and AC Race Fest. I did not get to see BronyVids the entire time I was there. I don't think I ever saw, or even, like, just said, oh my god, it's B-Vids. I don't even think I saw him, unfortunately. So, I can't believe I didn't see him. That's unfortunate. Moving on now. So yeah, so we get on the badges thing, we get out of the actual hotel, and we walk to the convention. So walking to the convention floor, we're walking through the streets of Baltimore, yada yada yada. We get to the convention center, or like one of the doors to the convention. We go through the door, and there's an escalator going up and another going down. As I'm getting on the up escalator, so excited that I'm here, I look on the down escalator, and the first dude that I see in the convention itself, like not counting the hotel room and not counting the streets, just the convention center itself, the first dude that I saw was Jack T. Herbert. For those who don't know, Jack T. Herbert is one part of what I like to call the triple whammy when it comes to reaction videos. It's him and Skittles is Cool and Ratchetness. Yeah. The UK, Australia, and the United States just coming together and making awesome reaction videos. I saw him and I was just like, Jack reacts! Jack T. Herbert! And I'm just like, oh my god, it's him! I'm like, Jack T. Herbert! And I see Jack and he's just like, yes, hello? Is that, like, hello, it's me, Jack. And I'm like, oh my god, yes! I'm going up the escalator and I'm like, why did I not just, like, see him and wear the down escalator? Ugh. But then as they're going down, I'm going up, I hear someone just yell from their general area, Billy Boo, yeah! And I'm like, ha! Like, I thought whoever it was calling me Philly Poo, who I just said in the first part was performing. And he's like, dude, like, Jack gets everything, but I don't. And I'm like, oh, you're Philly Poo. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I gave Jack praise, not even telling Philly Poo that I thought he was talking about me being Philly Poo, but I just gave Jack praise for all he's done. And if he's watching this, Jack, thank you so much. You are just one of the best. You and Skittles and Ratchetness, you guys are the greatest reaction trio outside of the best trio outside of, you know, Bronies React. If you can, hopefully you can do a triple react where all three of you are reacting to the same thing. Of course, you'd have to pick what it would be. Hopefully Ratchetness and Skittles are fine with it, because I had not seen a video where they are together, but you have done reactions with them twice now. twice each. So, yeah, you might want to get all of them together for like a 3-way react, and the third reaction between you and one of them. Jack, you are awesome. I give you much praise. You are just amazing. So moving on for the guys who actually stayed here to watch my whole, hey, here's what happened thing. So after I met Jack and Philly Poo, and as they went out of the con, never to be seen from again by me, I go up to the top floor, or the third, technically it's the third floor, and I'm like, I'm looking around, I'm just like, oh my god, this is awesome. I'm just like, this is awesome! So, literally, the first thing that we do is just like, we're walking around the con floor, we're just like, I'm trying to find what was on at this point. I think this is around, like, somewhere this was around, like, 2 or 3, maybe? Like, around 2 or 3 o'clock? I completely missed Friendship is Witchcraft, and I didn't even know they were there. But apparently they were there performing the stuff here. So here's basically what I missed. The opening ceremony is 9:30, then the 10 o'clock block with meeting Everfree Network, oh my god. The military and ponies, writing compelling pony novels, life-size Equestria, Friendship is Magic, spinners, thoroughly analyzing MLP, and I am so sorry, DigiBrony, I got to miss that. I would have loved to be there earlier and see AC again, but, and you, and Brony Curious, but it's a good thing that I did see you, and I'll get to that once we hit day 3. Process and Procedure, Guild of Unicorns, Critiquing 101, CSI VA, the voice actors panel, Voice Acting the Fandom, EQD Pre-Reader Q&A, My Little Annotated Project, Expressive Con Photography Part 1, the Friendship is Witchcraft panel, voice acting with, and that was when I actually got to look at the actual book and say, this is what I want to do. Basically what we were doing at that point was we were just looking around. From all that time, when we got there to like that point, all we were doing was basically scouting out the facilities. Checking out what's down this alley, what's over here, what are in the minor rooms. And by minor rooms, I mean, hold on, by minor rooms, I mean, you know, what's going on at the portal to Equestria, what's going on at Blank Canvas the Studio, what's going on in the Cosplayers Lounge, what's going on at the Crusaders Clubhouse, what's going on at the Baltimore Arcade, what's going on at the Baltimore Theater, what's going on at the Stapletop Games, what's going on in Quilt and Sofas, what's going on at the Salt Block, just everything except for the main halls. And what's going on at the con store as well, and what the hell is going on in the dealer's hall. Literally, I was going through this and I'm just like, oh my god. So we go down to the dealer's hall. I get to meet Dusty again. And actually, at this point, I already sort of ran into, or at least almost literally ran into, the Equestrian Inquirer. One of the biggest places that I've always wanted to be a part of in this fandom. If I have glasses, I'm going to try to find some glasses for part 3. Oh, yes. I've always wanted to like don these and just be like, hello, Solar Rays here for the Equestrian Inquirer. Just be like that. I'm just like, guys, I would love to be a part of your thing. I guess I get that all the time. But literally, I see, just running past me, I'm just like, oh, sorry, and I just stop, and I look behind me, and I'm like, is that Joe Stevens, LTT Moose, and Mason Alcat? I'm like, oh my god! I just want to, at that point, run after them. I want to see what they're up to. I want to see what the hell they're up to. But unfortunately, it's like, yeah, Nick, let's go. And I'm like, so, moving on from there. It gets to around like almost 4, and they're like, alright, let's go back to the hotel because you don't want to see anything. And I'm like, I want to see stuff! I just didn't tell you because I didn't know what it was, specifically. I want to see stuff, I don't know what it is, Dad. I mean, I want to do this on my own. I just want to walk around, okay? But, whatever. And at that point, that is when I think we got to, at least I got to, that is when I tried to go to my first thing, which was the voice acting 101 with Lee Tokar, I think. And at that point, the room was... we couldn't even find a room at that point, so we're like, well, whatever. So blind readings and how to write a better script and what makes it Brony and Burning with Passion go by. And then it gets to around 4:30 almost, and they're still like, alright, let's go. And I'm like, I want to see stuff! I want to see stuff! Okay? Let's go back up there. So what we do is we finally find the Hall of the Moon, which is way back on the side. Farther away from all the other rooms, the sun, dusk, dawn, main, and everything else that I talked about. And, you know, we go to the closing minutes, really, of Amy and Yuke. And that was basically and along with the ones that were going on at the same time, you know, the other ones that were going on at the same time, by the way, were, Flim and Flam's World Famous Improv, Ponycraft Tainted Skies, and Pony-chan reimagining the image board. I decided to check out Amy and Yuke. And in that panel, it was basically Amy King Rogers and her ukulele. Fortunately enough, unfortunately, I did miss most of the panel. But, fortunately enough, I got in there just in time for the last few questions, and got in time for pink, fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. That song is going to drive me crazy, but it's probably going to pop up a few more times. Anyway, so it gets near the end of the panel, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm in the same room with Amy King Rogers. I turn to my left toward the door, and I literally see this one guy walking, and I'm like, oh my god! It's M.A. Larson! M.A. Larson is standing right there, next to the door. I'm standing in the back of the room, and he's all the way there at the door that basically lets people in. And I'm just like, oh my god, M.A. Larson! M.A. Larson's at the back of the room! I'm like, ah! And I just give him praise. I'm just like, Mitch! And I see his face when I just come up, and he's just like, he just laughs at me, just bowing to him, and I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. So, yeah. I bow to a lot of people. Mostly from the show, but, I almost even tried to run into M.A. tried to talk to him, and I even tried to be at the end of the panel, just like, hey, look everybody, it's M.A. Larson! And no one was like, everyone was just like, oh, hi, M.A., like, did I miss something? But, yeah, and then when we left that's when the real panels, got to start. After that panel ended, I said, alright, we gotta run up to the main hall, see what's going on there. And going on there was the Brony's Musicians panel. The Brony's Musicians panel. I got about a minute and a half left, so let's see if we can finish this up in a sense. And leave you guys on a bit of a cliffhanger for part 3. So, I get up there, my dad says, alright, we're gonna wait until some time, and then we're gonna go back to the hotel, and then we'll wait for Bronypalooza to happen. And that would be about a 2-hour wait, so we had a long time before Bronypalooza actually occurred. Well, I got a minute left. Alright. So I walk into the main hall, and I'm just like... And I thought, like, the con itself and the registration hall was huge. But no, this was amazingly, just spectacularly huge. I love that. And so I walk in to the convention, to this main hall where they're having the Brony's Musician panel. I'm looking on the stage like, oh my god, it's Mike the Micro, Living Tombstone, Black Griffin. It's like all these people I know and it's Fanning, and it's like, ah! I'm just like, yes. By the way, day 1 is basically gonna be me going, ah! So, being my first convention. And I walk in the room, trying to find a seat, and I'm gonna leave you with this. I saw 2 people that I knew from the internet, just from the back of their heads. I will see you guys later for part 3.